This is Kingsley Grant from Happier Marriage Secrets, where we are making marriages happier again. And today we are going to share with you the second of 5 videos and the 5 mistakes that are actually killing your marriage. So today, let's dive in with video number 2. Mistake number 2. I call that communication blunders. Communication blunders. Now, what I mean by that is instances where you and your spouse struggle to express, or maybe you are expressing yourself, you struggle to express yourself effectively in your relationship. And so in that struggle, when you're trying to communicate what it is you're experiencing and feeling, whether it's good, bad, or in between, what tend to happen sometimes in those moments, hurtful words are used, right? You have blaming, shaming, degrading, criticism, use statements, those kind of things, right, are what I call them communication blunders, because they are going to impact the relationship at a very deep level. How many times, maybe you today can remember something your spouse said that still haunts you today? It still troubles you and bothers you and possibly keeps you at arm's length from your spouse because of something he or she may have said, name calling, and that you cannot get over. Every time you think about him or her or see them, that thing pops in your head and you remember what he or she said to you, what your husband said to you, or your wife said to you. Okay. And so that's what I call this communication blunders, because it's really a blundering of your communication. It's not the most effective way. Obviously, it's not effective, period, to communicate to your spouse. It's those times when words, are hurtful more than they heal. I remember growing up hearing this, and you may have also, that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt me. Have you heard that? Do you remember hearing that? I grew up hearing that, and I thought that was like, it rhymes, it sounds good, but it's so far from the truth. I don't know who came up with that, but obviously it's someone who did not truly understand the harm or the hurtfulness that comes from words, right? They're harmful words that can cut deeply. Sometimes you can get over, not sometimes, you can get over easier and over time the physical nature of something that happens to you. But those words linger. Those words linger for years and years. And maybe in your marriage, you're experiencing that today. Okay. So imagine it's like accidentally, because most times it's not intended to hurt as far as the person is concerned. Well, yes and no. Sometimes the person knows that is what's going to be that Achilles heel of that person's, their relationship. So they will use those words because they know it's a trigger. It's a way to put down and speak in a condescending way. It's a way to is that, what call that your that trigger point, right? It's that place where they know to push button. The big push button is when they use those words, and they'll deliberately use those words. And I hope you're not one of those persons who is doing that. I hope you're not a recipient of that yourself, because I know it's painful. I think in the Bible, the Proverbs reminds us that hurtful words, said in anger, it's remembered. It goes deep. It goes very deep. And that's why the Bible speaks about in Proverbs a soft answer, a thoughtful answer, a loving answer turns away wrath. Means it doesn't escalate in the way that normally would happen. So we got to be very careful about the words we use. And in Proverbs 12, verse 18, Solomon says this: reckless words pierce like a sword. But the tongue of the wise brings healing. And I hope you'll be the one that brings healing in your relationship. And so when I mentioned earlier that blaming and criticizing are two of the hallmark of devastating things that can be done to marriages, because it's like a storm that disrupts the peace in that relationship. And so when you are trying to communicate through blame and through shaming and degrading and criticizing, it's deep harm being done to the relationship. And some relationships, marriages, cannot get over that. They have a hard time, if ever, to get past that. It requires God's help. It requires forgiveness. It requires a love of God, because that kind of love is what's going to help you, or can help a person to get past that. You know, I love what the Bible said in Ephesians, that we should use our words to build one another up rather than tear that person down. So that is what I call communication blunders. Communication blunders. So what do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So please leave me a comment below. And if you would like to get the PDF on the 5 mistakes that are actually killing your marriage, where I give you some action steps to take, you can get it at happiermarriagesecrets.com/mistakes. happiermarriagesecrets.com/mistakes. And the link will be in the description down below. So you can always go there and link to that, click on that, and get your free copy. If you would like to be notified of the other videos in this series, or any other videos I post, with the next one being neglecting emotional connection, hit that subscribe button right now. Go ahead and hit that button right now. And if you are wondering why you should follow me, here are 2 quick reasons. Number 1, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and a certified relationship coach, and have worked with hundreds of couples for almost 2 decades with many success stories. And secondly, I've been married for 38 years as of this recording. So I think that's worth something, wouldn't you say? I thought you would. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out and God bless you.